So tech for baby teeth starts in about an hour and a half. Figaro opened 2 days ago. In a week and a half I go to Melbourne to rehearse Every Breath. 5 weeks after that I go to London to do Caligula. Somewhere in there I deliver preliminary designs for the Ring Cycle. And then I go into Face to Face. Oh, and Under Milkwood. I've got to design Under Milkwood, which is rehearsing while I'm in London. And a restaurant. Oh, I've got a restaurant to open at the beginning of April. If I'm being really honest about how I became a designer, my earliest memory is that I used to watch movies or read books and then redraw the costumes on my own at home. But they were like always princesses and they were like always in big dresses. I used to love drawing like women in big dresses. They always had really awful sweetheart necklines. I designed sort of when I was in high school, I designed some shows. Or I'd tell people how to design shows. I was so bossy. My God, I was so bossy. So I left school, went to the University of Western Sydney and started this like really sort of general basic theatre degree. Got bored after about 6 months. Went sort of hounded David Berthold at ATYP, and I finally convinced him that I would come and work for free. And so I went and met with them and ended up working with Fiona Crombie. So I was Fee's assistant for then about 18 months. I worked on and off with her. ATYP sort of would give me my own show every now and then. I started doing co-ops around Sydney, like Darlow. And then I decided that I should go to NIDA. And I just shut myself off for 3 years. Like for 3 years, I just worked. I worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day for 3 years because it was what I wanted to do and why stuff about, like just do it, work hard. Just as I finished NIDA, I was called in for an interview at the Sydney Theatre Company, arranged again by Fiona Crombie. So I was sort of sent in to meet with Robin. She sat me down and we talked about things and she looked at my book and at the end of the meeting I thought this has just gone so terribly, I thought for days about what was I going to wear, and I ended up wearing like white and aqua, like a sort of pale turquoisey blue, because they were sort of colours quite common to the Sydney Theatre Company, and I thought Robin might think I seemed calm and kind of... I've never told Robin this story. One day I should tell Robin how much I thought about my outfit that day. And at the end of the interview, she said, well, I guess I should offer you a job then. And I said, yes. Maybe you should. So she offered me a show later that year. And the next week, sort of the associate head of casting rang me and said, oh, we need a designer for a Benedict Andrews show. And I really quickly got a lot of amazing jobs as a costume designer. I sort of can't think of anything I'd rather do than dress characters all day. I think all the work I've ever done with Benedict, I love. Like it's work I'm incredibly proud of, but it's also work that feels like it's a very true representation of me as a designer and the work I love to make.